We on? Yep, we are. Cool. Alright. So, here is my long-awaited 10-inch Dobsonian. Well, first off, I do want to say that I want to thank John Dobson very much for this. This is where the Dobsonian actually got its name. So it was an idea brought on by John Dobson himself to have a Newtonian reflector such as this, allowing large sizes of Newtonian reflectors such as this to be placed on a mounted base such as this one, to make it easier for amateur astronomers to go bigger. So this is what the Dobsonian base allows. Now you will find Dobsonians technically range, well, in terms of the tube, they range from sizes 6 through to 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches in diameter. What I have here is 10 inches, so the last size up is a 12-inch within a tube version. Now the 12-inch is 300 millimeters in diameter, so that's the aperture, and the focal length, which is the length of the tube, is 1500 millimeters. So that is vastly larger and longer than this one here. This one, a lot of amateurs refer to the 10-inch as the sweet spot in terms of portability. So, and I can agree with that. It's not actually, it's not actually, it is as large as I envisioned it, but it's not as large at the same time, in terms of like how I was thinking of it in my head, you know what I mean? When you tend to think of something, like, you know the size of what you want, but you tend to over exaggerate it, you know. So that's technically what I did. I was assuming that it was going to be, you know, a little bit bigger than this, but no, it's I actually find this quite a joy to have. If I can put one con on it, I would say it's just the weight of the base. I find the base a little bit too cumbersome in terms of weight, so yeah, I have to try to find ways how to go around that. I only received this scope the other day, so what's today? Today is Thursday, so I received it yesterday, Wednesday. I'm really pleased with the weight of the tube. The tube is no problem. I can easily pick that up. I can carry it. If there's one thing awkward about the tube, it's just the size, right? But you get used to that, you know. That's not a huge of an issue. What's actually come to be the concern is the weight of the base. It's a beautiful base. It's made of wood, but it's designed very nice and has a nice finish. But in terms of weight, I think the base weighs around 15 kilograms, I think. Anyway, it would be around that mark anyway. But it is quite, well, from my slim build, and I find it a bit cumbersome. So there are ways to go around that sort of thing. A lot of like amateurs will either build homemade trolleys, you know, or you can get them at Bunnings, and you can place the scope and the dob on that trolley and use the scope permanently on that trolley, right? So that was one possibility. Not that I can't carry it, I can carry the base, but the other day, when I actually got the scope, I was moving it around quite a bit, because I was testing the collimation of the primary and secondary mirror, as well as the I was trying to align the finder scope with the main focuser right here. So in that process, I was kind of moving the scope around as well because I was wanting to take photos. I was really excited about it, right? And generally, when you're excited about something, you kind of want to, look at it and carry it all day, and just, have fun with it. But that resulted to a bit of a bad back today. But it feels better than, it's getting better. But technically, really, if you can avoid that bad back, avoid it, because it's not a nice feeling. It makes you feel sick. But anyway, coming back to the fun of things, I really, really love this scope. This is I really love, actually. Let me start off by saying I really love the color of this scope. Actually, this is not really a color; it's a shade. But you get the drift. Like, I really like the white. It blends really nice with the black on both the tube and the base. I like the shininess of the optical tube. I like that there is a 2-inch crayford focuser, so where you can just easily move in and out. I like that there is the finder scope here. Now, with the finder scope, some people generally they find that it's a little bit too strenuous on the neck, and I tend to agree with that. After some time, it tends to be quite strenuous on the neck. But what you can do is they sell right angle finder scopes which the end of the refractor here pokes out, so then you look at it through an angle rather than straight through, so that avoids neck problems, which is quite handy. Maybe something I might look into in the near future. At the moment, I'm alright. Matter of fact, I only used this scope once, so I'm still trying to get the feel of it, trying to feel what's best for for my observing situation. For starters, I've realised that I need a stool. You can't observe on a chair with this thing because it's huge, and you need to reach the eyepiece. So you can get comfortable observing by simply having a stool and looking through the eyepiece. It's quite good. I mean, you will be bending a little bit, but that's normal with any telescope. You will find that you will bend over a little bit, but that's okay. You're not hurting your back as long as you're not straining it by really stooping over. That's pretty bad. So yeah, another thing I like about this scope, I like that there is a handle here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just turn it around a little bit. Oops. Just gently. I don't know if you can see it. See that little handle? I really like that this scope has a handle that I can just grab it from here rather than grabbing from inside of the tube and making the inside of the tube mucky with my germy hands. I can just hold this up and down, move it left to right, and it's fairly simple. Also, you've got, I don't know if I might have to move the base to show you, but you've got a really nice big 10-inch primary mirror. I'll just turn it round without hitting the assembly, and I'll try and show you. Oops, that's probably as far as we can go. I might just try moving just bear with me, just the base a little bit, Oh, okay. See, things like that you want to kind of avoid, like hitting the optical tube too hard, and mainly just where the mirror is, you want to make sure that it's balancing properly. Also, another thing is, if you do intend to move the tube and the base in one piece, and when I say move, I mean anything smaller than 10 inches. Unless you're like Herculean strong that you can carry 10 inches, both tube and base, which is like around 30 kilograms or something. It's quite heavy. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so in terms of weight, anything under would be 8 inches, not this. Like, this is insane. But anyway, I don't know if you can see as far as I can go. Actually, hold on. I'll bring the phone. Makes it easier. 1 second. So you can see the big aperture telescope here, and I'll take you to see the inside here. You can see that a primary mirror at the end there, and the secondary, and the focuser. So I'll just lock that up now. Just give me a second. Just put my phone back where it was. Hopefully it's not going to fall. Okay, looks steady. So that's pretty much there what you have. So I'll just roll this back to where it was. In terms of the base, in terms of the base, you can have what was I going to say now? In terms of the, hold on a minute. No, that's okay. In terms of the base, you can make it looser in movement to be more fluid, or tighten it as much as you want. I have it, it's a little bit on the stiff side, so you could loosen it a bit more if you want. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. Like I said, I haven't had really many observing, well, I only had one observing session with the thing. So I want to have a little bit more, sessions and find out what I think of the swaying of the base, what I think I should do to it. But right now I'm quite pleased. But yes, all in all, I rate this scope a 9 out of 10. And why I say 9 out of 10, it's mainly just the base. The base is a little bit bottom heavy. It's not, you can't just pick it up and go. It's not like a grab and go scope this size. But it's tolerable. You know, it's a really, really good made. You know, I love this scope, and yeah, it's a great bang for your buck. You know, these Dobsonians are, quote, within the affordable range. And what I mean by that is, you can get an SCT, which is like a Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope, which is a whole other sort of type of telescope altogether. Well, it resembles Newtonian reflectors, but it has a different mechanism guiding the focal length and magnification and whatever, you know. But generally, those type of optical instruments tend to run into the thousands of dollars, you know, and they can get really hefty. So these ones are within the affordable range of giving you large aperture, giving you good views for an affordable price, and affordable, you know, it's whatever you can afford. So overall, this is my review of the Saxon 10-inch Dobsonian. I really like it. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with this. It's a really, really good scope. I mean, I used it to look at the moon the other day, and the moon was quite good. I'm tending to think that the collimation might slightly be a little bit off. But because normally when you try to focus, right, stars or the moon or whatever you're looking at should be pin sharp. Now, if there's a slight blurriness, that might mean that the